Well, Skip 20 here. I'm doing an update on my Tornado that came in just about 8 days ago, 7 days ago. And boy, have I been having fun. Right now, I just started a print. I'll go over a few things. I did make the filament holder before the machine came in. This little cover. I did print the cover for this, but instead I put on the BL Touch sticker. I do have the BL Touch mounted. I had printed the original one, which had a hole in it, and then he updated it to a rectangle so that you could get the wiring through there without having to take the plugs off. This thing went together really easy. I know you've heard that before, but it is true. I made my big knobs. The first ones I printed didn't fit the nut, and I made that before the machine came in. I do have another printer running over there. I ordered the Z-axis setup. I installed it when I assembled, but I do not have the screw in it. It's sitting down there. I haven't opened up the box yet. I made the stress relief cable holder for the hot end. I built the original one, then I found a shorter one, which for my application comes in really nice. I got the cables tie wired so they're out of the way. I got it sitting up here on this shelf I made a long time ago. Right now, I'm building a Subaru. This is the complete engine block. This was designed to be able to work on any of the i3s, but because this has such a large build plate, I can do the complete engine block. One thing I'm ranting and raving about is this build surface. I have not put the red pad on. This green one has been beautiful. It sticks well. I get very few screw-ups. I think I've only had one, and that's because I was trying to print one very small part, and it didn't have time to cool off, I figured. It kept on balling up on me. Alright, moving around. That's actually the courier showing the block. It's going to take 1 day, 6 hours, and 15 minutes. I have done the heads already. They took 20 hours. I did both at the same time. Look at the detail on this little puppy dog. That is a beautiful print. I don't have any machine that has printed as nice as this. Come on, focus up. The only thing, wait a minute, gotta turn it around. All the spark plug holes got a little hairy. Aside from that, I have not touched this. Well, I've touched it. This is the intake. You can actually see the dividers in there going down to the 2 intake valves. And then we have the exhaust ports. They come out. Oh, sorry, this is the intake. So much for my Subaru knowledge. I have 4 Subaru engines sitting inside kit cars that I'm building. There's the second one. Now this has been quite a job figuring out what to print. I have printed the 4 pistons, and this is the model that the top can come off the engine block. So they've added a little pin to the side of the pistons so they don't go flying out. This does move. I got my rod caps. That's the crank. Front pulley. Main bearing holders for the crank. Cam bearing holders for the cam. That's going to be my next project. He has some very nice instructions on what you need to print and how to assemble it. Let me see if this thing will go back. This is really a beautiful model. And there it is. It's made by Eric the Pool Boy. It was published August 15th, 2017. He did make one earlier, which comes apart. It's held together with magnets. But I like this one because the top of the engine comes off and you can actually see the crank and the pistons moving. Now it has a hardware kit. It includes all the parts, mechanical parts that you need to assemble this, such as the screws, the belts, the magnets, the bearings. Now he never got around to finishing this, so there's no throttle body, air cleaner. But one guy has added a few things, like an oil filter. But you can see there's a lot of files. Trying to figure out what you need to load and how many you need. Now I just did a large order, and that was all the caps. And I had one reject. So when I tried to print that by itself, it wanted to ball up on me. This thing has been coming out really nice. I've been with 3D printers printing. Well, I used to watch YouTubes when you actually had to build electronics and everything else. I bought the Maker Farm way back in the days when it first came out. It was all plywood. That machine has been actually traded for some UV ink. This one I cut out on my laser, ran it for about a year. Came across this box that somebody designed on Thingiverse. It's called the Grabber ATX number 2. It actually holds a computer power supply and all your electronics down inside there. Well, after playing around with it for 6 to 8 months, I tore it apart and put on dual extruders. And it sat. And it sat. And, I don't know, 6 months or so, I bought a Wanhole i3. This is the second one, part 2, version 2. Right now, I've got it printing a Subaru sign. I found this on Thingiverse. I'm sorry, looks like I'm going to get another reject. This was the second one, and I kept on getting screwed up on the U. Looks like it's getting screwed up on the U again. I've had a number of problems with this machine. I do have parts to upgrade it. Well, I might as well go ahead and stop it. It's all balling up. The only way to stop these things are to turn it off. Yep, see? It's all screwed up. Comes off easy. Well, that's number 3. I'll try it again later. But this machine's been fun. I printed a number of parts for the Tornado before it came in. Most of the stuff was in black. I also made the major mistake of ordering the filament run out for the CR10. It was like $210. It came with a new control board and screen. So I guess whatever in the CR10 needs to be changed out. So I don't know if I'm putting this one inside the Tornado or what. But it hasn't been touched yet. But I like that filament run out. It's only happened to me a couple of times printing something big. But I noticed that Merlin now has a pause button. That one does not. You cannot upgrade the software. So I'm going in there and I'm changing the board so I can program it, which I have problems with. There's a Volkswagen van I printed. Got that off Thingiverse. It's modeled after the late 60s. I lost my door window frames, and the roof is a little warped. Aside from that, it came out pretty nice. This was a Lady Liberty that I started to print on the Tornado, and it stopped. I don't know why it stopped. This was a very large Lady Liberty. It's a beautiful print. I mean, man, you can hardly see the lines. But the Tornado stopped. You can see where it stopped. And it's probably only halfway done. It's not even up to her elbow yet. But that is a beautiful print. So I've been printing small stuff. I haven't tried going up high again yet. I will. But I've been wanting to do this Subaru engine since it came out a little over a year ago, back in 2016. So I'm doing it. Finally doing it. I ordered the hardware kit. It's $89, free shipment. It might be a little expensive, but I look at the fact that, hey, there's a lot of screws, bearings, rods, things that are going to be pretty hard to find in the States because they're all metric. A lot of 3mm stuff. Seem to be getting a hair there. I also have an Anycube Delta machine, a small one, which I haven't assembled yet. I just have it sitting here to see if it's going to fit underneath the Tornado. I'm running out of space. I'm also in the process of building a cube. Now before, if you ever saw any of my old videos, I was actually building a very large printer with 2 print heads operating independently. And so I had gotten a lumber board, which I just printed a case with fans for, because it has 6 drivers. But I never finished it. It sat over there. It's now a flatbed printer, which happens to be for sale. If anybody's interested, contact me. Haha. But almost everything on here I had laying around. I have a tendency of over-ordering stuff from China. Everything is so cheap, I get everything by tens. But I'm having problems programming it. I have an Arduino 2650, I think, with a ramp board 1.4. I did order the MK8 excluder. Mounted it to a 17 frame metal bracket with, got the motor. I have the motors. I had some drag chains laying around, linear rails on top, limiter switch, squirrel cage fan. I did have to order the pulleys with the teeth. I had the bearings. These are 8mm rods. I 3D printed the holders. They contain 2 bearings. This is all made by just making it. I have no plans. Ain't that a kick in the butt? And if we go for a little walk, I've also built a CNC router table, water-cooled spindle, dust collector, 2 4/4 axis. Just got a radiator and fan and pump and everything for the spindle, so you don't have to use the bucket. 12-volt power supply for the LED lights I got going around it. But I don't know. This light doesn't always want to work. It doesn't. But I have 2 Delta machines that I built. This one is modeled after the CNC Rostock Max. Got these aluminum rods off eBay for $1. They had them on a special. They were square tubing with little wings on them. What I did was, this plastic is a door edge guard for your car. Laser cut out brackets, and those are screen door rollers. I did end up ordering the base and the rods from CNC. I had a different design on here originally, but it moves. Everything is enclosed in the base. And this one I built earlier than that. This one is actually enclosed in a cabinet. Plexiglass around it. These are the CNC rods. And this one works up okay. I should get these things up and running again. It's just been sitting around. This one has a, well, kind of hard to see, I think. It's a 220 by 220 hot plate. I never ordered the round one. This one's got the round one. Oh, there's everything going down. There, CNC. I actually took this to my convention and put it on showcase. Amazing how many people never even heard of a 3D printer or saw one working. So that's about it. I got nothing but rants and raves for my Tornado. It did take a little time to come here. I got shipping notices twice that had been shipped when it actually hadn't. And I got a third one. Tracking number said it was never even picked up. All of a sudden, FedEx rang my doorbell, and lo and behold, I had a big box sitting outside. It's been running great. I built the filament holder, printed it. I need to modify it where I can put some magnets inside it. Right now I got a name badge magnet. I'm an engraver by trade. I got a laser cutter, color badge machine. So my filament supplies, power supplies, all kinds of goodies. Oh, there's what was on the bed. I wasn't as successful as some people getting it off, but I got it hanging up. That's cool looking. Yeah, I like that. So maybe later I'll try Lady Liberty. I'm not going to be able to do anything for a day and a half, waiting for this guy to get printed. But it's coming along. It's looking pretty good, except for this one right here that's got a hair sticking out. I'm thinking maybe I should cut that off. And a little wrinkle back there. Well, you can see the size of the engine now. This thing prints beautifully. I cannot say enough about it. I mean, look at the detail on this head. You can barely see the lines. This is printed at 02. Well, let's do it this way. I have a 04 nozzle, well, a 0.4 nozzle. Layer height is 4.2, and then I got 8.8. Fill density on this is 30%. I used 80% on the crankshaft. Temperature is 210. Table is 60. Running 175. It's running pretty fast. I have slowed it down. And it prints everything at once. So, if you're thinking of buying a Tornado, and you've been hearing all the horror stories about them being back ordered, when I ordered it, it said it had 255 in stock. So yes, I was a little perturbed when they said they're back ordered. But you gotta look at the fact. When you come up with something good, people rant and rave about them, they're gonna sell. And these things have been selling because they had 3,000 units back ordered. But they're getting them out. So don't worry, you will get your printer. They were really nice in communication on email. Answered any questions I had, concerns. I mean, you spend $400, you're kind of worried. You sent $400 to China and you have no way of recouping that. But they do come through. It's a good company. I highly recommend them. I love that heat bed. This thing is up and running in less than, I would say, 3 to 4 minutes from being cold. The Wahoo takes maybe 5 minutes. Get the bed heated up. Extruder heats up pretty fast. So I'm going to close this out. Holy mackerel, 23 minutes, 24 minutes. I'm sorry, I've just been rambling on here. But I love it. It's great. This print surface, you can see right here, it does drag itself across here and then up to wherever it's going to print. And this thing is embedded good. I've been scraping it with this putty knife. Sorry. And I have been giving it some good scrapes trying to get this stuff off. And this thing is beautiful. No damage, no scratches. It's just a lot of work cleaning it up. But anyhow, I'll let you guys go. There it is. I ordered it October 25th. And I got it December 1st. And I did a test the same day. Now that's pretty weird. Well, I ordered smoothie steppers, but I ordered the wrong one. These are only 4. So I got some 8s coming in. That way there's one, whatever those chips are, for each channel. Right now they're using one chip for 2 channels on the stepper. So, well, have fun printing. If you have any questions, leave comments, likes, dislikes. Don't care. I don't usually read them. And I hope you guys got stuff for Turkey Day. Now we're waiting to do Christmas. Have fun, and I'll see you on YouTube.